Hello, this is the demonstration video for the Dyson Swarm Simulator by Software Wolves. In this video, we're going to be going over, first off, how to get your environment set up to run the project, and then we're going to go through a little demo of the project. So, in this video, we're going to assume that you have yet to install Eclipse and have yet to install javafx. So, to start off, we're going to go over to eclipse.org/download/packages. And depending on your device, we're going with Windows because this is what we're running on. We're going to click on the x86_64 version, and we're going to download that from the next link. All right, once that download's finished, we're going to go over to the Eclipse folder. We're going to click and drag that into our users folder right here. Click and drag Eclipse in. So once that's all finished, you can go into Eclipse. You can right click on this and you can either pin it to the start or you can send a copy of it to the desktop for a shortcut. What I'm going to do is just double click it here and start up Eclipse for the first time. So once this is all done, it's going to tell you to select a directory for your workspace. Personally, I just stick with Eclipse-workspace, at least for this example. It just makes things more simple. But if you feel the need to put it somewhere else, say if you have multiple projects going at once, feel free to move it wherever you want. All right, once it's all booted up, you can see that there's nothing in the project. There's nothing that you can do right now. So for right now, we're going to close Eclipse again. Or you can leave it open if you prefer, but I prefer just to have it closed just in case anything goes wrong. After you're done with that, you can close out of the Eclipse website, and you can go over to goulonhq.com. You can go to Products and JavaFX. And we are going to be going for JavaFX version, and once again, this is Windows, so we're going for Windows x64. We're going for version 16, and we're going to download that. Once that's finished downloading, just open up the zip. If it ever decides to open, that is. Okay, let's go to downloads instead, I guess. And we're going to go to OpenJFX 16 Windows x64. Double click on that. And that is going to open up a zip folder with the files that we need. So these are all the JavaFX repository, I guess. This is what's going to run or help to run our software. Let's see, so we have that open. We can go over to the C drive. Now this is built into our build path for our project, so we're going to want to put javafx-sdk-16. We're going to drag that into the C drive. You can open it up and check inside the library or the lib folder just to make sure that everything's in there, and it is. All of the executable jar files are in here, and those are what we need in order to run our project. So once that's done, you can close all of those, and I believe you can get rid of this. And the next step is to go to GitHub, and you can go to our GitHub repository, And what you're going to do is you can pick one of these three methods in order to clone the repository, but I'm going to stick with the HTTPS. So you're going to copy that link, and you can go to Eclipse, open it up again, or if you never closed it, that's fine, you can stick with that. And go to the same workspace you just created. All right, once we're here, the first thing we need to do is go over to File, and we're going to try and import our project. Yeah, no, I'm not donating, sorry. We're going to import our repository from GitHub. So you can go over to Import under the File menu, and you're going to go to Projects from Git with Smart Import. Hit Next. You're going to clone the URI. And if you copied and pasted it earlier, what it's going to do is it's going to take that link that you copied and automatically paste it inside the URI location, and it will fill in the rest of the details. In order to do this, though, you need authentication from GitHub. So I believe my information is right here. This ought to do, hopefully. All right, so that was a success. I'm just going to show that again. So we have HTTPS protocol. You're not going to really change anything else. You just need to make sure you add in authentication. And if you wish, you can click on Store and Secure Store so that you don't have to type in your information again. From here, I would just keep all of these 4 tabs. They might not be necessary, but better be safe than sorry in this case. Those are all the branches on GitHub. Now from here, we're going to create our directory. So in this case, this is where all of my Git repositories are stored. It'd be under my username /git, and then this is the name of the project on GitHub. So that is what it's going to stay as. You don't need to change anything here unless, of course, there's a conflict here for some reason. You can go to Next. And after it's finished cloning from GitHub, that's a first-time setup type thing, so that's that might not be something you have to deal with. I'm going to say no because I'm probably not going to use Eclipse after this, but once you have everything down, you're going to import the way that this works is it's going to import from this folder, and it's going to take this information from the repository from GitHub on your desktop, and it's now going to create an Eclipse project from it inside the Eclipse directory. So we don't have to change anything here. This is just fine. Just click Finish. And as you can see, the project appears right here. Now in order to launch this, we need to go to View. And just to make this clear, this isn't going to work right away because we have yet to do anything with the javafx files. So if we were to try and run this file, you can see javafx runtime components are still missing and required to run this application. So in order to fix that, I'm going to head over to Window, Preferences, click on Java, click on Build Path to open that up, and click on User Libraries. And what we're going to end up doing is we're going to create a new user library for our setup in Eclipse. So I'm going to name mine javafx because that's what we're using. So go on javafx, and what we're going to end up doing is we're going to click on it once, and what you can do is click Add External Jars to this library. So, because of the fact that the last folder that we opened was this folder right here, so this is on our C drive, remember? This is javafx SDK16. I'm going to double click on that. I'm going to go to Library, or Lib, and what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag all of the executable jar files, and you're going to click Open. Now that'll put all of these inside of the javafx folder. You click Apply and Close. Now we're not done with it just yet. So now we need to right click on Dyson Sim now that that's done. Go to Build Path and Configure Build Path. Now, even though we just imported all those into our javafx, we still have yet to use these. So what we need to do is we need to click on all of these, all the checkboxes, make sure that those are good. Click apply, and that should be it. That's right, run/debug settings. And what you can do is click on view, and you're going to click edit over on the right. Now what you're going to do after that is click on arguments, and inside of the VM arguments tab, you are going to put some sort of different, or depending on, if you follow this guide to the T, you should be able to copy and paste this line. This will be in the description. Copy and paste this line and put it directly into VM arguments, and that should be it. If you have a different place where you stored your javafx SDK16 folder, you're going to have to put the file path all the way up to the lib folder. But once again, if you didn't do anything, this is fine. You can leave it as is. So you're going to click apply, hit OK, apply and close, and that should be all you need to launch the project. So if you go over here, you click run view, it should launch the project. All right, so here's the project in all of its glory. Amazing, right? So first off, one of our first requirements was that obviously the simulation had to display something. So, we put the sun in, put Mercury in, and we put the space in. Now there are quite a few different things that we can do. To start off with, I'm going to start off with the speed. So first off, you can pause the simulation at any point that you want. You can press play, do that again. Say it's going too slow for you for some reason. Speed it up as much as you want. See, Mercury's going a little bit faster, sun's rotating a little faster, or if you're the other type of person, slow it down so you can take your time with this. For now, I'm going to pause because, well, I don't like it moving. So right here, we have all of our text boxes that are going to determine what values are going into our satellite objects on the back end. So for now, I'm going to stick with the default values just for simplicity's sake, and I'm going to add a satellite to the simulation. So when I click add a satellite to the simulation, the number of satellites went up and the total array cost went up. Now this total array cost is the total value of all of the satellites in the current array. So as more and more satellites get added with different values, that number is going to go up over time. So I'm going to press play just to show off the satellite, and you can see a satellite's moving across the screen. Now, if I want to find out what the values were for that satellite, I'm going to click on that satellite to take a look at them. So in this case, I'm going to click on the satellite as it comes by, and the simulation pauses so you could take a look at it. Now, one thing that you could probably do later is highlight it so you know which satellite the simulation is looking at in terms of this panel, but that's something for later. And as we can see, looking over on the right for all these different values, these are the values that we have. These are the default values, and they are being displayed here. Now, they might be in a bit of a different order. That's another thing. We can change that up later, but for now, it's just nice to know that all the values are being displayed, and they are correct. We have that. Let's say I want to use a different, say instead of having 500 square feet for our satellite, I want 1,000 square feet. So when I add this satellite into the simulation, the total array cost goes up, and as you can see, this panel right here does not change at all because I have yet to click on a new satellite. So I'm going to hit play, speed it up just a little bit to get the satellite into view, and that's our new satellite right here. So once again, if I were to click on it, the simulation pauses, and as you can see, square feet has been updated. It's now a different value than it was before. So have all that working. You can do all these different things with them. So let's see, we can have as many satellites as you want. I'm going to put in a ton of fuel for this, and as you can see, the total array cost is going to go through the roof. Yeah, that's a big number. That's okay. So I'm just going to add a few satellites just to display that the simulation's not lagging too badly. There's nowhere near the 3-second limitation that we put on our simulation lag as of just yet. Not until we get upwards of I think it was 90 satellites is when it starts getting really ridiculous. For now, I think that serves the point. Only other thing that we really have to display right now is the reset function, where everything gets reset to its default value. Or not reset to default value, but it gets rid of all the satellites on the screen and resets all these values down here. So what I'm going to do is click the reset button. And, well, total array cost didn't change, but I'm sure by adding a new one, yeah, it'll reset the value. So back to square one. Nothing on here except for the one satellite. For right now, that's all our project has to offer. Yeah, hope you enjoyed.